Chris from Friendswood has a question about a root shield.
He's getting weeds in his flower beds.
Oh.
That makes him unique. Chris writes, this has always been the biggest problem. And isn't that true? You know the definition? Remember old Bill Zach? Yeah, I asked him one time. He says, Charlie, you know the definition of a weed? Something you don't want to grow.
That's right.
Okay. So he says he has these things he doesn't want to have grow. And he says, I've heard where you can put some sheeting down to prevent weeds popping up like this kind of sheeting in a bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
That looks good.
Yeah. So Chris wants to know, what's the safe way to prevent the weeds from coming up, Tom?
Okay, first off, if you have flower beds, you're going to have to weed them once a month. I know I pay my yard guys to do it. They come in once a month and clean all the beds, and they look fantastic. And by the end of the month, you got all these little weeds growing again. The weed barriers don't help except for a very minimal amount of weeds that are a little more nut-based and not so much the kind that just come out of bird poop and in the air it's falling. All these seeds are going all over the place. Things are pollinating, and weeds grow on the top of the mulch. So that's usually what the problem is. Now, you can mulch over the top of them, just chop them down and put a nice layer of mulch on top.
Couple inches?
A couple inches. Remember this, it's like putting mud on grass. As long as a photosynthesis doesn't take place and it's totally dark and covered, it won't grow through.
Right.
It kills it. So that's why you never pour a bunch of stuff on your grass unless you let the little leaves come through so it can get the sunlight and grow through. And that's what Danny would always say, our garden guy, put the mulch out and let the grass grow. And he never has to water his yard for 7 years. Those guys.
I got a bone to pick with Danny.
Okay, anyway. Danny Milliken.
Yeah, he hosts a Home Show Garden
That's
Pros.
right.
It's on Saturday mornings from 7 to 9. That's why Tom's on from 9 to noon now on Sports Radio 610.
He does a great job.
Yeah, he sure does. He's inspired my wife. And Saturday morning, she jumps out of bed like Nancy Pelosi during an Obama speech.
Okay.
Pwing! Gone. And so she goes out there and she gets busy in the garden. Thanks, Danny.
No, what you could do is put in a swimming pool, then there wouldn't be any room for gardening.
If you have questions, we'd be happy to answer them. Go ahead and send them to the HomeShowRadio.com. Use the Ask Tom forum and fill them out and check out these videos.